if I'm walking him and he sort of wanders over and then he wanders back.
Yeah.
So he's starting to get it, which is yay.
Yeah.
And I'm getting it too.
Yeah.
So what do you do if people walk up to your dog and say, "Can I pet your dog?"
So it depends on.
And the dog jumps up on him. You say, "She
Oh,
jumps."
yeah. No, so if you have a dog that jumps on people, right, and somebody says, "Can I say hi to the dog?" It's like, "Yeah, just give me 1 second. Sit, step on the leash, and then let him say hi." And then the dog jumps, they're gonna just do this because you're stepping on the leash. When they jump, they're just gonna do this, and then the dog is like uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm not gonna do it again. And that's it. So the only problem is that people, when they're like, "Can I say hi?" and they're already there and they're touching your dog.
Yeah.
So you have to be quicker and you have to expect that that's going to happen. So if you have the leash like this, like your dog is over here, then you have to be quick enough to know that this loop you have to drop it to the floor and step on it. So that way your dog doesn't get there. So that's the other thing too.
What about fence fighting? What do you think about that?
Yeah,
Are
so
they really fighting or are they having fun?
no, some of them they're fighting in the sense of like, well, the fence creates a really weird situation, which is like, I want to get there but I can't, and it creates this weird dynamicism that if you look up, there are videos of like that there's a fence and two dogs are fighting, and then they open the fence and then they're like kind of saying hello, and then the dog comes back out and then they start fighting again. Yeah, does that make sense?
So it's the fence like a barrier.
Yeah,
They conquer the barrier.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, how do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can go to my website. It's called ancestralcompanions.com, like ancestors, but ancestralcompanions.com. You can look me up on social media, in Instagram, Facebook, Nextdoor, TikTok, or guys can write us to our email. My email is juan@ancestralcompanions.com, and you can also look us up on Google Maps, and then you'll see our business in there listed.
And you believe in treats as far as training dogs. That's a real good way of training dogs. You have some treats, don't you?
Yeah, we have our own treats, and we sell them here at Soto's, at Mady May's, and Jan's, and Stolos, all over the place. And I do believe that you can use treats to achieve certain things, but is in a particular way. A lot of trainers that say, "I don't work with treats," they either don't know how to work with treats, or they're just trying to avoid training people to use it in the right way. Because a way that not to use treats would be, I have a treat here, and I'm like, "Do you want to give me a sit? Give me a sit. Give me a sit." Okay, good. So now you're bargaining. That I don't believe in doing. You don't bargain for a behavior. You're not like, "Hey, would you like to be my friend and I'll pay you?" What? That's so weird. You don't do that. You're just like, you want to be friends, and you, in return, you give friendship back, right? So it's like a back and forth. So do you want to do that for me? And then if you do, sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. So it's kind of like that. So and then you also have to phase off treats. At the beginning, the treats are there to make an association. So you tell your dog sit, then boom, you give them a treat. Why does that work? Because you create an association and a conditioning that when they sit, they get this treat. So they're like, I don't know why, but sitting feels so good, and they just, because they've done it so much, that's probably what was going on in their mind, about treats. So treats are an excellent way if you know how to do them. And puppies, perfect way to lure puppies into, you can lure them into a spin, into a jump, to sit pretty, down, settle, play dead, all kinds of stuff you can do with treats, so.
And you make great treats.
Oh, thank you. They've been tested.
Huge,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
So big.
Yeah, so like we have different suppliers. Most of them are local, like the furthest out is in Fresno. So sometimes we'll have to get them from somewhere that cuts it a little bit too big. So then,
you ask them to cut it.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you guys cut it.
Sometimes we have to. Sometimes when we get it really, really big, but we like to make them a little bit bigger so you can break them down into smaller pieces.
And do you make them with a freeze dryer?
Yes, we have a commercial kitchen in San Luis Obispo.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a dry
Uh-huh.
hydrator.
Oh, the hydrator. No, not the same. No. The hydrator, we do have dehydrated chicken feet, and you can do that. You know, you can put the chicken feed in
I
there.
love that chicken.
Oh, that's great. It's great, and that's
Really?
something. Yeah, something that happens in the wild, like a chicken dies or a chicken got eaten or something, and their feet are like there cooking in the sun. So then the sun cooks it, and then they're crunchy, and they eat it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and it's really good because it cleans their teeth. So
Wow. That's
yeah,
interesting. I
yeah.
never heard of
Oh
it.
no, it's great. It's one of those things that it's a marketing issue, because a lot of people are like, ew, that looks like voodoo. Like that's a lot of people say. But and then I don't want to touch them, and even though they don't smell like anything. But the main thing is that that it's really beneficial for dogs. That's the reason why I started giving it to my dog, because I was like, oh, this is really good for them. Cleans her teeth, and she's I think she's gonna be, what is she gonna be, 5? I think, and her teeth are like white. They're like, she doesn't have any plaque or anything because she eats these, and they're like scraping, against her teeth. So yeah.
Where do you get chicken?
You can get them in Made Mays. We were gonna start supplying them again. We stopped for a while because a lot of stores didn't want to carry them. But now that we're in a lot of different stores, we're offering new products, and we have some supplements too that we're working with. But this thing's like, I have to, like, I am only interested in supplying the best. So and my dog. So whatever I supply to people, my dog eats. So that's why these treats, we were out like handing them out to dogs and giving free samples all the time just to see what the reaction was going to be like, and to see if dogs even like them, and then I was like, oh, okay, dogs really like these. Okay, cool. So then that's how those are born,
Yeah.
and the same thing for not only for so this is fence fighting.
That's aggression. That's aggression.
So then you see how the dog starts going over there? I'm not gonna let the dog do that. So then what I'm gonna do is look at what I'm doing. So you see how your dog is hiding behind there? Like, I'm just saying, don't do that again while I'm here. That's all. You see, so your dog is trying to figure out a way to get out of it. So your dog hasn't given up that energy just yet. So I'm just looking. If I was doing this, like I was serious about this whole thing, like just to make sure that I get it, I would wait until this dog sits, and there we go. Now I can leave.
Okay.
So now the dog sat.
Okay.
Okay, you can come out if you want to. So the dog knows once you do that, right? Then they're less likely to get into that whole situation again.
So basically, sort of cornering her, letting her know that that's
Well-
not cool, and then having her sit, letting you know that she's gave up the ghost.
So the first thing is that I'm asking you, when I go over there, notice that I went to touch your dog. While your dog is like showing teeth, going like, right? And I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna touch you. That it immediately gives you like a, oh man, this guy is crazy. Like I'm about to bite over here, and he wants to show me he's almost touching me. Oh, he's crazy. There's something wrong with him. And then that gives you kind of a little bit more of a kind of like a respectful kind of relationship, right? And when I stand up, right, if that dog comes by and I stand up and I'm around there, this dog is going to think twice about doing the same thing.
If you stand up.
If I stand up right around there, because it's like, well, he's done it before, so maybe he'll do it again. So it's kind of really about, like, I don't, like, how to put it, to me, a bigger foul is not that the dog bit another dog, but the dog did that in front of me. That, like, the dog said, hey, I'm not worried about you, so I'm just gonna go do some nonsense. That's very disrespectful to you, because they don't care about you. So if they're willing to do that in front of you, that's pretty bad. That means that they don't really have respect to you in the sense of, like, You know, like think about it. You're a kid and you're in front of like the cashier, and you look up and there's your mom or dad or you know grandparent, whoever the person raised you, and then you're like, nope, no, don't want to get into that situation. Or another one that you look and there's nobody there, you're more likely to grab that candy and steal it if nobody's watching. You know what I mean? So then, and especially if you don't respect that person, you're like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna grab it and steal it. Let's say, you know, I'm just saying like a random example. So, so it's kind of one of those situations, you know. So once you establish that with your dog, when you walk up there, your dog sees it differently because you're kind of breaking it up. So they're like, oh, they can come over here to break it up, you know, or you know, they're not afraid to come get me. So if I tell my dog come, right, that's what I was saying. One of the biggest things is to follow through. If I tell my dog come and she doesn't want to come, I go over there, grab her, and I make her walk all the way down, and I put her on her sit, and we stay there for a while, and then I say break, and then go. I'm gonna call her again, and I'm gonna repeat that as many times as possible. So then dogs don't really know if you're famous, if you have money, if you don't. They don't know any of that stuff, but they know your actions, you know. So you are your actions. Do you mean it? They know that you're a mean it person. Do you not mean it? They know you're not a not mean it. You know, you're not mean it.
It's black and white.
Yeah, very very simple for them. You know. So they're specialists in being dogs.
Well, it sounds like you're a specialist. We thank you so much for being here today.
Anytime, thank you.
We honor you. You know, we've got to get together. That's what we have to do.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is great. And remind us of your website again.
Yeah, it's Ancestral. So like ancestors, Ancestral, ANCESTRAL, companions, like companionship.com. And again, the Instagram, Facebook next door, and if you just type in dog training, you can on Google Maps or something like that, you can see it. We're in
And you
in
can
Google.
get your treats at all the Maddie Mays in the county of San Luis, because there's several of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And are they going out to other places?
Yeah, yeah. We have we're in Avocado Shack. We're in Stolos, in Soto's, True Earth Market.
That's right.
Yeah, and Jan's, and we're in Carmel, Merced. We're expanding a little bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.